Hello and welcome to the special edition of Organic Matters, and you'll notice there's a lot of hustle and bustle around, and that's because we're at the National Ploughing Championships here in Ratheniska in County Laois. There is an organic village, I should say, and all the suppliers are here. It's lots of hubbub and activity going on, but we're starting off at Spa Cottage, Vaughan Brown and Michael McManus. So Michael, how has demand been here today?
Well, it has been astounding. We've been taken back because it has been from all ages and all genders. And, the night cream has went especially well. I'm going to start with the men. Really see it as important. So they mightn't wear it in the daytime, but they really are looking after their skin.
Because you're a farmer, but your diversified side of your business is cosmetics, organic cosmetics. So, Lionel, give me the spiel here. What do we have in front of us?
Well, what we have here in front of us is a serum, which is easily absorbed into the skin. We have a day cream and a night cream. But the key to all of this and how we diversified into this is because we have a sulphur well on our land. It's a very old and ancient thing, and even so many people have spoke to us how they knew the properties of sulphur and how it was used in skin care.
Yvonne, how are you involved in this side of it?
Well, I've been helping Michael develop the product because for years people have come to Spa Cottage to either drink the sulphur water from the well or to apply it to their skin. So we knew then that, a good way of sustaining the farm and also bringing a good quality product to the market was through skin care.
And I guess for the products that are in front of us, could I try a tiny bit on my skin and just see what it's like? So what's this one here?
This is our night cream, and this would have an intense moisturisation process, and we have about 80 to 82% sulphur water, pure sulphur water in the product, and it absorbs really well into your skin. And I find particularly when you're outside a lot that this is a really good product to apply at night because, when you're out in the sunshine and the rain, all weather types, that this is probably one of the better ones for when you're on the farm anyway, Michael, isn't it?
And Michael, for you, you talked about, people have been coming to maybe the well on the farm, that there have been sulphur properties that are involved there. But, you have people passing the whole time and they're really interested in it. What kind of questions are they asking?
Well, no more than everyone else, how did we know? How did we know, some of them that don't know the properties of sulphur and that it helps to produce, it's actually essential for the production of collagen in your skin. But they've asked that, how did we know that this well would do it? And the answer, of course, is that my grandfather were there doing this for years. They would have never called themselves dermatologists. They'd be much too humble of men to do that, and I wouldn't either. So, but they knew instinctively how this worked, how this product worked. Our only job was to make it for the 21st century, have it in keeping with the organic and farming ethos on our farm, and in the farming for nature ethos as well.
And you mentioned men there. I think you were mentioning they had a product specifically for men. Do you find men are more willing to come forward and talk to you now about skincare?
Yes, I definitely do. The only thing I do notice, they don't want to take the bags with them. So it's kind of a well-kept secret.
I would have called it fairly gender-neutral marketing and colouring as well.
It is, but we have a little display bag, and I always ask, do you want the bag to bring? No, I put it away to one side. I don't know why.
And I guess you mentioned that, farming has been in the family, but this is the diversified side of the business. Is that important to you, as well as the organic, as well as kind of listening to what's going on in the soil? The diversification, is that an important side?
I think diversification in farming has to be, for a sustainable farming family, has to be part of our future. I think there's so many things other than just the conventional way of farming and the conventional outputs like milk and sheep and tillage and so on. And all we have to do is look around and see the array of minerals and the array of health benefits in many different ways, like what we're doing or through tourism or so on, that our farms are providing. We've always heard it said they're the backbone of Ireland. But maybe we need to re-examine what that really means. It's not all economics, it's about health and well-being too.
I'm going to go and chat to some other people, but before I go, you have a farm walk coming up on Sunday. So for anyone interested, give us the location and the time.
Right. We have a farm walk in Carrick-on-Shannon, just outside the town on the N4. You can see us at Spa Cottage there on Sunday at 2 o'clock. Everybody is welcome. We'll be talking about our diversification, our economics and our cattle breeding policy as well.
Lovely. Thank you both very much. Take care. Best of luck with the rest of this ploughing.
Thank you.
So now joining us on the podcast is a familiar voice, Pádraig Fahey from Beach Lawn Organic Farm. The vegetables that you have in front of us are amazing. But I was asking earlier about what kind of demand or customer demand have you experienced, and you're showing me a day book, a big A4 day book, and there are just, well, you explain it.
Hi Hannah, we've got a prize here today for the Ploughing Wednesday offer, so it's a month's supply for organic fruit and vegetables. Everyone gives us their contact name, email and number, and we're going to have the draw at 5 o'clock today. So we've got, I think, around 300 names already, and then they'll feed into our database and we'll have those contacts for after the ploughing. Two things today we're pushing was apples and cherry tomatoes. It's the month and the season for them, and people have been blown away by the taste. We take it for granted because we're always eating these tomatoes, so I don't see anything special. But when someone else who's never eaten them, they're like, "Whoa, what's that? That's like a real tomato." I said, "Yeah, that's what real tomatoes do taste like." But I just take it as a given at this stage. And also apples. So lots of tastings here today, a little bit of sales, and trying to point people in the direction of other stands if I'm not the information source.
And this is the first year that there is a dedicated organic village. And I mean, it's not slap bang centre of the ploughing, but it is quite close to the centre. And how have you found that? Are you kind of blown away by the amount of people coming through?
Yeah, it's like the last busy show I did like this would have been Bloom in 2017. But it's a lot of positivity here. People coming up engaged, love to see, say, a range of produce, a range of colours here, but it wouldn't be possible, say, to take the stand without, say, Knots and the Department of Agriculture taking the initiative and subsidising it, and then bringing in the primary producers and some processors.
And putting it out to everyone to put their hand up if they wanted to come. It was a really open process as well.
Yeah, and I'd say there'll probably be a bigger demand next year. Some people couldn't make it this year now who wanted to trade here, and with the new organic scheme open and more farmers coming into it, they want to see the service providers are there, from certification to sourcing raw materials, but also to see some of the farmers and processors that are in the market, because all produce and all food ends up in the market, and we can just tell them, what market opportunities are there, or how we go about developing your own business. And so at long last there's an organic village at the ploughing, and long may it continue.
Yeah, it's quite a proud moment actually, isn't it? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, no, I'm delighted. I would have, about 20 years ago, I remember going down to Middleton helping out with the IOFGA stand at the time, and you might have been stuck away in a little corner and the wind and rain coming through and people just nodding over at you, whereas now they're nodding over in agreement and coming over and want to engage and get the information packs, taste the produce, and now's the time for the great leap, we want to call it, to jump, to take the step into organic, move away from what they've been doing in the past, and come in here today, tomorrow, just meet some of the primary producers and learn from them.
Brilliant. Well, look, I'm costing you customers because I can see people milling around and looking over at us, so I'm going to leave you in peace and head to my next victim. But best of luck, Pádraig. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Hannah. Take care.
So we've moved on to our next supplier here, and we've got Coolanole Organic Farm, and Lucille is here. Lucille, I know Jimmy Mulhall is your dad. It's a family-run business, but you have a stall here. You're selling organic meat. You've lots of organic produce. How have you found demand today?
Very, very brisk. Been busy all day. Lots of interest in organic products. A huge interest in organic conversion. Anybody we're talking to here in this tent seems to be, if they're not already organic producers, they're looking at becoming organic very shortly due to the rising costs of inputs in conventional. a lot more awareness. Maybe it's because we're in an organic tent. There seems to be a lot more awareness of organic, and it's busy,
and people can probably hear that.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm wondering as well, what kind of questions are people asking questions, and what are they?
Loads. I suppose the main one is where can we get your product, and where can we buy it, and are you supplying to supermarkets? And we're saying, well, no, we're selling direct. We have a website, organicmeat.ie, and we sell direct on that with nationwide delivery every Thursday. And we also have farmers markets in Kilkenny and Dublin every week that we attend. So it's we're doing a special promotion as well for the ploughing for the next 2 weeks on our website for 10% off. So it's racking up a little bit of interest. We did a few tastings here of organic burgers just before lunch, and it was like people just descended on us from out of nowhere. Everyone was like, one man had said, "Oh my God, that smell had raised a dead man." So it was nice to hear, and we're getting customers that are coming up and say, "Oh my God, I buy my meat off you every week," and then the husband would pipe in, "Oh, that was the best. Your steaks are the best steaks I've ever had," and so it's lovely feedback in general, and a lot of interest. And I just think there's the consciousness is coming around slowly. More people are getting interested in eating well, eating healthily, prepared to spend a little bit more money on quality as opposed to quantity and buying rubbish. The whole consciousness around waste and all that is, the 2-for-1 offers and that the supermarkets are pushing down our necks aren't necessarily going to save the environment or save our farmers and make it worthwhile. So we just have to keep plugging away and keep raising awareness and talking to the customers. And had a guy here, I'd say he was all of 18, and he was so interested in hearing about organics, hearing about production, hearing all of the, just the growing methods and the production methods that organic agriculture uses. So it's enlightening people and giving them, I suppose, food for thought that they're going to keep.
And we've a cube building behind us, so I won't keep you much longer, but what has been your best seller so far?
The burgers, definitely. The burgers are going well. I suppose our predominant reason for being here is not so much to sell today, it's to just do a bit of a showcase on what we have, and then drive people to our website, drive people to our farmers markets that we attend every week. It's as I say, people aren't really going to come buy organic meat and carry it around for the day, so it's just showing them, well, this is a small selection of what we do here, and sell of it. A lot of interest in our Coolnell farm honey. We got it jarred there by our beekeeper Larry Riley last week. So it's a fabulous honey. The hives are in the centre of our organic farm. You can't call it organic honey because it's not within the allowable radius for it to be organic, but it
has to be something like 5 miles or
crazy,
something of organic land around the bees. Yeah,
you're talking, I suppose, American-sized farms with thousands and thousands of hectares, but I don't know there's any such thing as Irish organic honey. Our farm holdings are not quite big enough. So yeah, it's been really good. Delighted to getting the opportunity by Knott's to come here today. We've, I suppose, the last few years have been rough on all producers and hard to keep the momentum and the I suppose just general morale up, and definitely lifts you. We were, as I said, we keep out, keep talking to people. You just get going and keeps you enthusiastic about everything. So it's all good.
That's brilliant to hear. I'll let you go to your customers, and thank you very much. Best of luck.
Yeah, take care, Anna. Thank you.
So we're here now, and we've moved to maybe the more tillage side of the building, and we've got Kevin Scully and Jenny here, and it is the Merry Mill. So Kevin, would just tell us some of the products that are in front of us here.
So we've got organic gluten-free porridge, we have organic gluten-free pancake mix, organic gluten-free overnight oats, and an organic gluten-free oat flour, and then we have an organic porridge that's contract milled for us.
And Jenny, you're manning the stand, so what has been the best, I guess, demand for so far? What's been the best seller?
Well, the gluten-free porridge and the overnight oats are selling very well.
And do people like, do they, I have an obvious question, but do they like the fact that it's all organic?
Yeah, no, organic's really grown in the market. Like demand, like back after the pandemic, demand is huge. We have a real first world problem here this year. We keep selling out. We sold out all our stock on the first day that we had for 3 days, so we'll end up going home again tonight, milling and bagging into the middle of the night. It's just the challenges of small business, but then it's great to see such a demand for organic products.
And I guess, were you surprised, because it is a dedicated organic village, but were you surprised by the demand that's here?
Yeah, we definitely, like, we didn't anticipate this level of demand at all. As I say, we sold nearly all our stock on day one on a 3-day event, and that brings a little bit of stress, but then it just shows the demand for organic on the market.
It was a bit of a gamble, an email went around, do you want to stand at the ploughing? Oh, do you, don't you? So did you have that in the back of your head?
Oh, completely. Like, we're thinking, because we're busy, it's a busy little operation we have. It's a big undertaking to come to the ploughing. Like, we have to drop everything at home, bring the whole team. It's a family business. We all are here for 3 days, and then if you don't sell, it's a fair cost to the operation. Again, you set up here and man your stands. So yeah, it was a gamble, but like all things in life, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Fortune favours the brave. Yeah. That's it exactly. It's a relatively new business, young business still, 5 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, what gave you the idea in the first place that there would be any demand for this?
Well, we didn't actually know. It was nearly a leap of faith. I was always moaning about farming and having very little income. I was feeding my oats to cattle and giving out about the price of the cattle. I had my youngest daughter down with me one morning feeding cattle, and I was feeding them rolled oats. She picked up a handful of it, put it into her mouth, and at the same time said, "Daddy, can we eat this?" And then I was thinking, gosh, maybe this is what I should have said. Light bulb moment, literally there and then. I went straight home, went online that morning, started researching milling equipment and small scale milling, and the seed was sown, and here we are today now with Ireland's only certified organic gluten-free oat product on the market. So yeah.
And you're quite active on social media as well. What kind of questions do you get?
Like we get all sorts. I presume the gluten-free is a huge one, because what makes oats gluten-free? And
well, what makes oats gluten? You better answer that question now.
So I better give the clear answer to that. So what makes oats are naturally gluten-free is the cross-contamination from other grains like wheat, barley and rye. So if you use a combine for cutting wheat and then go in and cut your crop of oats, it'll never be gluten-free. So we've all our own equipment dedicated to only oats. We only grow oats on the farm. We only harvest oats with our machinery. We only mill oats in the mill.
Any fertility issues then with the soil and oats, only growing oats on the farm? Do you have to be careful about that side of it?
No problem at all. We have a complete seal system, so all the byproduct from the mill is fed to the cattle. The straw is used for bedding. We compost that down and put it out for the next year. So no, and oats isn't a high demand crop on soil anyway. It was always used as a break crop, so there's no problem at all with fertility. Our crops are just improving from year to year actually.
I talk to a lot of farmers, and some of them can be a bit depressed because they feel like consumers don't care and that consumers won't pay for good products. I mean, how has it been to be kind of front of house in terms of selling your own product? Has that given you kind of a better sense of the consumers that are out there?
I presume I'm a complete optimist anyway, so I never really worried about that. I sort of in my own head, I knew when we had a really good product, once we get out front of the house and people get to taste it and tell them the story, because we're selling far more than oats. We're selling trust. Like, you have to trust that what we're doing. So we use social media a lot to copper fasten that. So we show every aspect of what we're at on social media. So we show behind the scenes, so you know we are a real mill. We're not importing everything. I just package it in the back of house.
It's not like a fake family farm name or anything like that.
No, we're the real deal, and that makes a big difference,
And if people want to follow you on social media or check out the website, where do they go?
So our website is www.themerrymill.ie, and you'll get us at The Merry Mill Porridge on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. I think we do a little bit of TikTok as well, so covering a lot of areas in that.
Jenny's rolling her eyes there. Okay, I'll have to check out this TikTok. All right, Kevin, Jenny, thank you very much. Cheers.
No bother, thank you.
So I've just stepped outside, and that is it for this edition of the podcast. Thank you very much for listening. And if you want to find out more about organics, please do visit www.irishorganicassociation.ie.